Hey, what up everybody, it's your boy HP Maharaja, and we back at it again. Today is November 30th, 2017. It's roughly about 4 p.m. here, Pacific Standard Time. I'm in Newport Beach, just heading home from here from work. It was a quite boring day at work, but what can we do? That's just life. Cool stuff. I am now heading to some place to eat with one of my buddies, and then we're gonna be chilling, working on some startup stuff, and yeah. So yesterday, actually, I was gonna do a recap video of what happened yesterday, but just didn't get the time, or I don't know. I guess I forgot. But yesterday, I drove up to LA to take the GRE, which is a graduate school exam. I literally just took it for the hell of it. I'm not sure whether I'm going to grad school or not. So that's kind of cool. And now, after that, I spent about 2.5 hours just driving back from LA to home, and that was kind of ridiculous, which is actually just terrible, because if you keep driving, I don't know what. Anyways, there was this one guy that's walking across. I just kind of drove over the cross path line, but whatever. So yeah, I just took that test, and then 2.5 hours, so I was stuck in traffic for such a long time. Not a fun thing, obviously, to sit in traffic, and literally like 3 accidents, and I see like people, like random places where traffic has slowed down, but it's not even like an accident or anything. It's just people just have been braking there for whatever reason. It's kind of terrible, especially people who have like no cars in front of them. They'll still brake, and that's kind of annoying, but I guess that's part of life. Different people have different dynamics of dealing with the world, and that's how it is. Nonetheless, that happened, and I came home at about 6-ish. No, I came home at about 7-ish, and spent some time, cleaned up the dishes, did some laundry, had to figure all like logistics out, because gotta stay tidy and up to date with all the personal hygienic and clothing and all that stuff. So did that for half an hour, and then 7:30 I booked it to UCI, where they were having a cricket practice match, or not practice match, just practice. Manoj, who happens to be a follower of mine, I guess. I hope. I don't know if he'll ever watch this video, but he's a big fan. I'm a big fan of him. Anyways, he's the captain out there at UCI now, taking over the system there. And so he invited me out there to play some cricket. So went there, played cricket, practiced some cricket. You probably saw one of my me bowling, and I bowled this guy out, clean bowled, and that video is actually on Instagram, on my story. I'll probably post it on my actual page there, but just so you know that that sort of content you can find on Instagram, so make sure you follow me there. But that ball was actually my second ball bowling. The recording was the second time that he had started recording, the guy who was helping me out. So, hey man, luck is something that comes with hard work, as I mentioned in a few videos back. So make sure you check that out, because that's important. Nonetheless, now I'm heading to this place. After that, I hit the gym up, and then obviously did my whole gym routine. Or not whole, I did half of it, because I kind of pulled my left shoulder or like tricep muscle, trying to hit the ball like really far, and with like a pretty bad bat, so the shock actually was absorbed by my shoulder rather than the bat itself. Kind of terrible, so what can I do? Nonetheless, that's what happened yesterday. This is what happened today, and now life is life. And not really gonna share much about wisdom and stuff, just because I actually spent some time talking about leadership with one of the cricket captains there, and how leadership is more about servantship the leader has to be the person who's doing the most amount of work, not the leader, delegating this guy to do a lot of work and that guy to do a lot of work. Leadership is all about leading by example. That's the only way people will follow you. And not that, leadership also involves you or requires you to make sure you understand everyone's weaknesses and strengths and apply their weaknesses in the areas that they need to be, and also work on their weaknesses so that when a team comes together, when a business team comes together, when a sports team comes together, they are able to perform at the maximum potential as a team, not just one person carrying the team and the rest are just relaxing and chilling. No, everybody has to pull together, and each of those components, when you spread and distribute the responsibility to each and every player, that's when you're going to have a successful combination. You might not win everything, that's not in your hands, but what's in your hands is to create that distribution of responsibility and the openness of communication. That's another big thing, right? Like when you have you distribute the responsibility among the players, but you also create this channel and environment where everyone can openly communicate about their issues, their positives, their negatives, their advice. Some people who you might not think have, a good sense of what's going on, they might have the best recommendation. And you can't let your ego come in the way and say, hey, how can this guy know so much more than me? That's not possible, so we'll just ignore his recommendation. That's a complete worst idea. And that's back to the servant leadership. Is you got to be the servant to the people and hear their voices. That's how you become a great leader. So that's very important. By the way, today's the last day, November 30th of No Shave November. I haven't shaved this entire month, as you can probably tell through the progression of these vlogs. I don't know, how does it look? Let me know in the comments below. Should I keep it? Should I not keep it? I'm definitely going to have to trim it because this thing is actually getting out of control. So yeah, other than that, that's all I've got to say. Servant leadership, that's very important. Something that I haven't even mastered, but I'm trying to work on my skills and loosen up those screws there in terms of my experience and knowledge gap. So that's what I'm doing. And yeah, let's see how Friday goes. Tomorrow I'm going to have a half day of work, so I won't be doing too much crap there. But it's going to be exciting stuff. And actually, we're going to have a podcast coming up. So I've started a new podcast. We're probably going to have a podcast today talking about different realities and different crap about different things happening in the world. Our take on it. We'll do some research while having the podcast, so make sure I'll put a link somewhere to the podcast so you guys can follow it. It's primarily just going to be on Facebook. It's just going to be audio clips where you can listen to them. Maybe we should make it even more accessible by putting it on SoundCloud or something like that, but we'll see about that. Other than that, yeah, great Thursday. We got a lot of stuff happening, and I'm glad the GRE is out of the way, so we don't have to worry about all that crap. So anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm going to actually make a lot more content, especially on my HP Maharaja Instagram account, because I need to grow my following there, especially with these Ross networks. So another thing that I have is I have an interview with Charm City Ross, I think, and they're interviewing me for a volunteer liaison position, or judge, or MC. Like I stuck in all that stuff. I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm actually trying to be the MC there. What do you guys think? Like, you guys can do that. So we'll see what they say. And then I also got an email saying that I would be on the list to potentially become a judge at a different Ross competition. So I'm so excited about these Ross competitions. Ross is like one of the biggest things. I want to make sure that I'm building a brand for myself in a niche as a part of me through the Ross and Garba network, because unfortunately I didn't have the privilege to or the accessibility or the resource here at UCI to join a Ross team or do anything of that sort, which is unfortunate because there were a lot of Gujaratis and I was passionate about doing it, but I guess the logistics and the metrics didn't line up properly here, so I missed out on that journey. But hey man, I can always provide my emphasis and my influence and my contribution to the Ross Garba network here, especially with helping out the community, because becoming a judge, traveling to the different competitions, engaging with people. So hopefully we can build some good relationships along the way, especially with the Ross All-Stars community. So if you're watching this, I don't know if you guys are, if you're not, but if you're watching this, man, shoot me an email. If you have any connections in the Garpa Ross network, shoot me an email. I'm going to try to get to it ASAP, because it's really important to me to be connected and build sort of a rep here in this community, especially because I want, you know, the Gujarati culture, religion, and everything beyond to be really recognized and something to be proud of for everybody here in the United States. And not just that, you know, hopefully moving that to a global stage at some point. But we got to start small, we got to start local. So that's sort of my realm in there. And yeah, so I'm just saying too many uhs because once again, we got to stop. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I know that was a lot to, you know, share with you, but thank you guys so much for tuning in, for following me, for all your support. We're gonna make it, guys. We're gonna make it. So whoever's at the beginning, yo, you know, this is your opportunity to, you know, really shine and make yourself notable, especially because life is short, and to be honest, you know, life will be finished before you know it. So make sure, you know, you reach out to the people that you want to reach out to, you connect with the people that you want to connect with, before it's too late. And there's nothing like being too shy or being, you know, too nervous. It just literally takes 2 words and you can really have a deep conversation with anybody. And you got to have that positive attitude and the optimistic mindset in order to make that happen. So that's all I'm going to say. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. HP Maharaja signing out. Peace and love. Jai Ho. Take care. Peace out.